Okay, I'd like to call the Board of Assessors meeting for Tuesday, January 20th to order. Present is Director of Assessing Denise Ellis, Clerk Mike Massoni, Member Lucas Ray, and myself, Rick Dorney. Why don't we start out with the acceptance of minutes from the last meeting. I did have a chance. Did everyone review those?
Yep.
All good?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Excellent. Next on the agenda is business, old business. Do we have anything?
Not really, just, so the clause 22G, they
Yep.
haven't voted on
They
yet.
haven't voted.
They have
Okay.
not that I've heard.
Really?
Okay. We presented to the select board at their last meeting, and it was pretty brief. We went over it. Again, it applies to veterans, and what it does is it allows the veterans to put their home or property where they're living into a trust, providing they will be on the trust as well, and they would be living there. So they would still continue their exemption. Okay. All right. Any other business we need to address?
I'll just give you an update on the abatements. Right now, we have 8 as of today.
8 abatements?
Yep,
And is that residential, commercial?
Both.
Mix?
both, yep, mix.
Total? Okay. I know we usually get a lot of commercial. It's kind of just by rote every year.
Yeah.
They
Those-
submit the form.
And those will all come in at the end of the month, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, new
So I got-
business?
Yeah, I got a few things about the abatements, actually took some notes here. So
Okay.
we're gonna discuss. So as far as, the real estate tax abatements going, if a homeowner disagrees with the valuation, I just want to basically state the process, because I've been through it a few times and I know the process, so.
Okay.
If a homeowner disagrees with the valuation of the home, they have the option to fill out a real estate abatement. The process is pretty simple. Goes to the assessor's office, they pick up an application, fill it out, and drop it off. Those applications are then reviewed by the assessor and then presented to the member of the board of 3 members of the Board of Assessors. We then review them and determine if any adjustments to the valuation should be applied. The system that's in place should be a very fair process, because the person who sets the valuations of the homes is not the person who approves or denies the abatements. In the past, the previous boards have approved or denied the real estate abatements based on the recommendations of the assessor. That's not the way we should be operating. As a board, we owe it to the taxpayers to review each application individually and determine if they're valued accurately. That said, I'd like to address some of the issues I've been made aware of by taxpayers in town in the last couple of weeks. I've had over a dozen folks message me about issues they have when faced when trying to apply for an abatement. Upon asking for an application, folks are first asked by the staff in the assessor's office for their address and asked why they want to apply for an abatement. On several occasions, the clerk has informed taxpayers that they should talk to Denise before applying, and she can explain to them changes to the valuation. On one occasion, a customer went in on Friday and Denise wasn't working in the office that day, so the clerk looked up the valuation herself, informed the taxpayer that the increase in her home's valuation was normal and fell in line with the other homes in town. On a separate occasion, the clerk told a different taxpayer that there is a lot of misinformation out there in regards to abatements, and it's not worth filing because it's a waste of time and you'll most likely be denied anyway. On a third occasion, the same clerk told the taxpayer they shouldn't apply for an abatement because they got an abatement last year. That woman left without an application and told me she felt pressured to leave. She was going to come back with her husband. So I guess my question is for Denise. Are you aware that this is going on in your office?
I know that.
And did you authorize the staff to take these actions when people come in for an application?
That is not what we do. They come in, we ask them for their address. We say, why do you want to file the abatement? We go over their card with them. Give them if they want an application, everybody's welcome to fill out the application. We don't care. We just go over it with them and tell them what we have and the process of what they need to do. We never tell anybody they can't fill out an abatement. Everybody's entitled to fill out an abatement and bring it back.
But do you feel like it's yourself and the clerk's job, you don't feel like you're overstepping your role when you try to
No.
convince people not to pull
We're
an
not trying to convince
application?
anybody, we're just going over the card, because people, when there's a thing out there saying, go file for an abatement, and people come in, I said, okay, what do you want to file the abatement for? Do you think it's overvalued? Well, I don't know. So we get their info, let me finish, we get their card for them, I go over their card, and I said, do you think it's overvalued? Yes or no? I do. Okay, well, this is what you need to do if you do. No, I think it looks okay. Do you want an application? No, when they leave. So it's up to them. I mean, we don't care.
Okay, but do you think it's the job of the clerk in the assessor's office to be running comps, determining valuations?
She doesn't do that, and I don't know who's telling you that, but that's not true. I hear, I'm in my
So I'll
office,
be
so I
honest with
hear
you,
it.
Denise, I got it on audio.
Okay,
From several people, I got recordings, and it is legal in the state of Massachusetts to record a public official in a public office. And I have tape recordings of your clerk doing this to several taxpayers
well,
in
then
town.
she might be a little confused, because she does know that
Little
everybody
confused,
can.
But,
Everybody
she's
can
getting.
file,
we-
everybody
I
can
just want to
file.
know if she's getting the direction from you.
No, she's not. She
because
knows that
these
everybody can
folks have
file.
been
She might be
pressured.
confused.
She's confused, so the
Well, I
clerk
knew
is
she's
confused.
I don't know,
Why
but
don't we-
I'll ask her about that, but I don't think this is the
I
place.
just want to know,
I don't
is it
think-
the job of the Board of Assessors to make the final determination on abatements, or is it the job of the clerk in the assessor's office?
The clerk doesn't do anything. All she's doing is getting in information and trying
So
to help
she
people
shouldn't be
out.
running comps, she shouldn't be.
She doesn't run comps.
she
We
doesn't-
don't, I don't
I
run
have her
comps.
on tape, running comps.
Nope,
I do.
absolutely
I got
not.
the audio,
Nope.
please. No, I'm gonna finish this, Mike. I got her on audio recording that a
Where'd she
taxpayer
get the
sent me.
where'd she get the comps from?
She ran her own comps.
No,
She-
absolutely not.
She was in the office, she.
I wanna hear that
she looked at
video.
the she
Put it
looked at
on
the
right
val-
now.
She looked
Put
at the
it on right now.
valuation, I will get everything over to the town manager, and I'm
Yep.
gonna get everything over
Well,
to
Yep,
the board.
I
let's
wanna
do
hear
this.
it.
She,
That's not true.
she looked at the valuation,
She doesn't even know how to do the
She said the home went
valuations.
up at 5%, which is normal comps.
Yep.
And then she influenced this person not to pull their application.
We would
And I got
never,
this from a
Did
couple
they-
clerks.
we will never pull comps in my office. We tell everybody,
Yeah.
everything is online. It's up to them to pull the comps. We would never do that. I know for a fact she doesn't do it. She doesn't have time to do
So
that stuff.
she shouldn't be informing folks that their home is overvalued or undervalued
Nope,
even?
No.
nope.
Okay, so
No.
she's mistaken.
She can tell them that this is what we have it valued at and this is what you paid for it.
Should she be telling folks that there's misinformation out there and that it's a waste of time to pull an abatement?
She can tell people there's misinformation out there because somebody is putting misinformation out there.
So I was the only one that put
Yeah,
misinformation
you.
out there. So
You're putting
saying that-
misinformation out
So
there.
So why don't we,
So,
so why don't we take this and continue it? You get the
Yep.
facts, we'll discuss it, and then maybe why don't we consider putting something, as far as a process online?
So I was
on the
gonna
website,
recommend that. I would like
put a
to see the
process,
applications.
what it is,
online.
the steps.
Just like every other permit application or application in town. Why aren't the abatement applications on the nortonmass.org? Why can't you just go down and download this application?
you could do it on the state website. We don't do it because I
Well,
like to talk to people and they come
Exactly,
in.
you like to
Can I
convince people not to
finish?
pull their
Can I
application.
finish talking and let me explain? Because you have no clue how this even works. People come in, they have no idea what's going on because their assessments go up. We sit there and we explain it to them what's happening, okay? I don't put them online because then people just print them out, they send them in, then we can't get in contact with them because part of the abatement process is to do an inspection.
Exactly. I've
Right,
been
and a
through it
lot of
5 times.
people,
I
and when I
understand the
tell
process.
people that, a lot of people say, oh, forget it, I don't want you at my house. So, it's up to them if they want to do it, but a
So,
lot of people won't bring
Why
them
don't
in.
we, why don't
Are
we
we,
So
do
are
this
they
we,
can do whatever
offline?
let me
they
ask you
want.
this, are you looking at every single home that you make an adjustment on? Like, when you make an adjustment yearly, you guys make an
Every
adjustment, there's what,
property?
does each property, do you look at each property and say, okay, this home went up $20,000, or do you just, some of these homes just see a different increase? Because some homes are going up 5%, some are going up 25%.
Again, I've explained this to you many times, there's so many different factors. It's all about the style of the house, the age, the condition, do you have a finished basement, do you have
So
garages?
that
It's
would
all-
mean you'd have to look at each individual property
No,
before you raise
no,
evaluations?
no, not at all.
So we just
Because-
assume?
Because there's factors that we have built into the software, and it tells us, when we're putting all these we have codes, we put all the codes in, and once the values start going up, they're looking at all those, and depending on what those codes, they will trigger something else. So not every home is exactly the same. Every home is gonna go up differently.
And you have to make
So
sure,
I got one
It's all
question.
about
so
the
the
different
card is
factors.
accurate.
Well, you have to make sure the card's
card is-
accurate. It's
So
important to be
I
accurate.
pulled the 5-year property card records of my neighbor's home. So just for one instance, this is why I asked about each individual home. This home is in tear-down condition. The home has been condemned. The home in 2021 was valued at $300,000. The home is now valued at $455,000. This home doesn't have heat, doesn't
Is
have
it
running water.
occupied?
The home has been condemned by the Board of
So
Health.
it's not occupied?
No, the home is a tear down and has been for probably the last 30 years. Yet in the last 5 years, the valuation of this home has gone up $155,000. I look at this home every day, I look out the window because it's right next to me. That home is a tear down. It has been a tear down for probably the last 20 years.
But somebody's living in it and nobody
She
calls
was
us.
living in it.
And nobody calls us to go out and take a look at it.
So that's the problem, that's what I'm saying. So you just automatically assume because that property increases every year. How does that property increase when it's a tear down?
Because, first of all, it's not a tear down because somebody's living in it.
It
so
is a
it's-
tear down.
Well, no.
It's been condemned, it's a tear down.
It is, well, right now, because the health department condemned it. I know all about this property. So now, yeah, the value is lower because they condemned it. But if people aren't calling us to have us come out and take a look at the house, I don't know what the condition of the
thing,
house
Denise.
is.
This house is on Route 140, you drive by it every day.
No, I don't.
You can't miss it,
How
it's
could-
overgrown.
I don't go out and, I'm not on the
Okay, well,
road all day
it's
long.
not hidden in the
I
woods.
don't
Let's
sit
not-
there and look
This
at
is what
every
I'm
single
talking about.
house in town.
This home has gone up, this
Right. You know what, I
valuation,
think
All right,
we're
what
she
all.
about-
paid
this-
$6,000 a year in real estate taxes, she can't afford her bill, she's behind on her taxes, and you guys raise her valuation every year, 30 to 40 grand.
Do you think we know what everybody's personal life is and what everybody's house looks like on
No,
the
I don't,
inside?
but I think,
Of course
I
we don't.
think you
How would
should,
we
I
even
think
know
you should take
something
that into
like that?
consideration. When
It's
you got an
absurd
elderly
what you're
woman
even
who
saying.
can't
Right.
afford her taxes, and you're raising her taxes every year just because you can. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's what the market's calling for, so you
The
have
market's calling for her
You know
home
what,
that's a
Lucas,
tear down?
I think
Her
what you
home
need
is
to
a
do,
tear
Lucas,
down.
Let's-
The
Lucas,
market's calling for a tear down to go up 150
you
grand in
need to
5
go
years?
take some classes and understand appraising
I
and
have taken classes.
valuation.
I've been to Boston against you 5 years in a row and I beat you every
No,
year.
you didn't, you didn't.
I know enough.
We're not going through this
All right,
again.
let's-
I mean,
let's
come
just
on.
please,
This is my
Please.
problem, Denise. You are not doing your job. Your
Okay.
staff is
Let's
overstepping.
move on.
Yeah, okay.
Not your full staff, just your clerk.
Yeah, okay,
Let's do this.
She's overstepping.
Okay.
And she works under your discretion. She works under you. So everything falls on your lap.
you're
So
right.
what we're gonna
Yeah.
do is create a process. I don't think it's done intentionally. Do you?
I do, absolutely I do.
It absolutely
I
is
think the
not.
permit I think these applications for abatement should be online, so people don't feel pressured to.
Well, they're
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
On the Norton site?
No,
They're not, and they're not. The reason why
So
is
why-
because we
why-
have to schedule people when they
Okay.
come in. and
Because you
people-
want to talk to them and you want to convince them
Of cour-
otherwise.
No, I want to talk to them and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And I have to talk to
Well,
them,
they
tell them
Why
we have to schedule an
can't we have a
appointment.
folder on the wall where these applications are in a folder, you walk in, you pick it up, like every other office in this building? I go into the building department, I get what I want. I go online, I print out what I want. Assessors, I gotta come in and ask. I went in on Friday or Thursday, whatever, to get 3 applications the other day, and I was given a hard time by Kelly. One guy lives in Florida. He can't get an application. He called me, says it's not online. I said, I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up an application. The other 2 were people that came in already, were deterred, they were intimidated, and they left without them. And I said, I'll pick them up for you. I came in, asked for 3 applications. I was asked what the addresses were. I said, the addresses will be on the applications when they're returned. And I was given a hard time by her staffer, snapped at me, gave me a hard time. I said, listen, I'm just here to get some application. It doesn't matter what the addresses are.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have to go through
So
that. I'm
let's
used to
just-
it, so I don't care. But
Let's
nobody
just-
should go through that. And some elderly woman coming in, some 85-year-old woman, should not be pressured by her and her staffers
She isn't.
to not
She
hold
is
an
not.
application.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think the office,
We work with
is-
seniors all day long. We love our seniors. We would never do that to them. So you're just making stories up at this
I
point.
got it on audio.
Okay.
I got it on
Let's
audio.
just move. Then
let's
prove
just
it.
move on.
Let's just go.
Okay.
Such crap.
It is such
We
crap.
will.
You are.
What you're doing to
You
people
We'll
is
talk
crap.
about
Yeah,
That's
this.
what
okay.
you're doing to people is the crap.
Okay.
Okay, next, Denise.
Vendor bills. I gotta shut that door, another meeting.
Yeah. Okay, we have one bill from KP Law and a phone bill.
When we go into executive session, we can leave and go into another room with you guys.
Okay, vendor bills. All right,
Okay, we got monthly list. These ones are, for December, these are the exemptions that were approved.
Okay.
And then this monthly list is the motor vehicle, I think. Yeah, motor vehicle.
That is a possible, all right.
All right, so
This report, so this is a report for, these are a report of all the exemptions, but these were put in before the bills went out. So this is just for finance office, so they have an idea what was on there. Because of the software change, it doesn't come up for them anymore, so he just wants that from you guys, just confirming it. You guys already voted on those.
Yeah,
He did them back in the fall, and this is just a list for him for accounting reasons.
so it didn't get caught on the last tax?
No, it's on there, so everything's been in there, but he doesn't get this list when they go on the bills early because of this new software. The old software, we used to be able to get the list for him, so this is just a list showing him that these were already put in, but at a different time. He just needs it for accounting reasons.
This is James?
James needs that, yeah. Just wait for them. Okay, now we have the real estate and personal property warrant and commitments. This is the total value of the taxes along with the betterments, all the water liens, the income and expense penalties and all that stuff. And I think, Lucas, before you, last time with the preliminaries, you asked where the value came from. This is the form that has all the values on it, right here, that we use, the LA4, so this all goes together. And then these are just the ones, the other ones to sign for these things there. I'm just gonna go with it. These actually all go together.
This one is behind it.
to the other ones.
Yep. This gets all into the treasurer's office.
Yeah, that'll go to the these are all, a copy will go to the treasurer's office and the finance office.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I think I have in here, sorry. My last thing right here.
Denise, we don't need to do anything in the gateway for this, right, in DLS?
No, we don't have to do anything in the gateway. We're all done with the gateway for the year.
So this here. These are all counter stuff.
Yep.
What's that? And this here is a payment for a betterment. We just have to
Okay.
sign off
This
on it.
is,
I think it's not a payoff, it's just they're making a payment on their betterment.
Yeah, okay, yeah. 90 West Main. Yeah, this is from the West Main
Yeah.
project.
A lot of people just come on in and make like one big payment,
Yeah,
like just to try to get the thing paid off.
yeah.
They're just still sitting out there? Can you see them? Is everyone just milling out there?
Okay. Then we,
Wrong spot, Rick.
So- What? Oh, okay.
and then we're gonna have,
We have some chapter language.
yeah,
Okay.
so we have chapter land applications. These ones, there are, let's see, 12 of the 61As.
Are any new?
Don't think so.
Let's see.
I think we do have one new one in there that's listed. Well, it's been in chapter land, and then they sold it. And this one that's in there has to stay in chapter land through the state. It's a state program. So that has to stay in, and those people have signed the paperwork to stay in it after the original owners sold it.
You want to hand me some of those, Rick? We can break them up.
Yeah.
And the one that has to stay in it, that's a program through the state, not through the town. The original one.
This is 61A here. Notice of action.
Oh, and then there's a notice of action too, so once you guys sign it, then
Yeah.
we do the notice of action.
There's a total of 13.
Actually, that's wrong. There's gonna be 12 61As. I don't think the person that does that told the other person that they get split up. And then,
Want me to update this today?
sure.
Yeah, sign the front loop. Let's sign them both. Okay, so this one. So this is the one that's going through. This is the Riley one.
Yes,
Okay.
that one is the new owner is taking over.
Okay. What? One sec. These two go together.
These are all signed.
Are all signed?
Straight off.
Oh, I gotta get these. This goes with that. Actually, this, hold on. There's two here. This is one, this is the other one. This goes with this.
Okay.
It's a good thing they still ask about dog racing on the form. Just in case.
Guess I need to update their forms a little bit.
Okay, so this one you guys can sign off at. Yeah, one needs to be signed. Just confirm that we have all these ones when we get back to
Yep.
it. I think everything should be in line. That's done. There should be a total of 12 here, correct?
I think
That
so.
was
I might have, she had 13, I counted 12.
Yep. Rick, I think you're missing on this one here. I believe goes with this. Right? There's also are these one and the same, this JW LLC and this, what address you got?
It should make 12. This should be, that'll make 12. These are duplicates. No.
No?
What number is that? 3 lobes.
2 lobes.
2 lobes, this is 3 lobes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. That's 13. That'd be, it's actually 13.
13, so I probably counted wrong, I couldn't find the 13th one. All right, and these are 61Bs, these are the recreational ones?
Mhm.
These aren't on the agenda, right?
Yeah, no, they're not, no, they're not. I don't know if she put all these in after, so we'll make a note that these were done after.
So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7.
7, that's what I counted, yep.
Okay.
Is Northeast Golf Properties, that's Norton Country Club? It's gotta be, right? 0 Oak Street?
Yeah, Oak Street.
I think one of those is Meadowbrook.
And these are 61As, those are forestries. They're not on there either, so I'm gonna put them under other business.
Yeah.
These ones don't have whether or not they were allowed, granted. See how this one's allowed, it's granted.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the white sheet?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be for all three of those together. There's two or three that were together. That one sheet might be for all of them.
Yeah, Northeast Golf.
So these are all,
Gee, it's got their own.
okay, so these are all each property. So we have four, is that right, 4 forestry?
You're gonna have 4 forestry. One is a new one. Sort of new.
Yeah.
This is the Northeast Golf. You got those two? Said 4 forestries?
Yeah, 61s. These are the 10-year plans.
Mhm. And this one is new, 10 Freeman?
Yeah, well, sort of new. It was in it years ago, then the parents passed away, and now the kids have taken over, and that's their plan.
Okay.
Denise, what happened to the ceiling tiles, do you know?
For what?
What happened with the ceiling tiles?
I don't know.
Because that one looks like it's given up too.
I wonder if they're just doing work in here. I know they were doing stuff for that TV and everything. I don't know. I'll let the building
How's that? Oh,
people know, though. See what's going on.
I missed it, thanks. That it?
Yep.
Didn't know this was there. Big chunk at the end of Freeman. I think you gotta sign this guy too. Neighborhood.
So this is Union Road, and this is Barrow Street.
Oh, the Rileys don't own anything. Oh, that's a different person.
No,
Oh, that might be their mailing address.
okay.
That's probably their mailing address.
to mailing.
Mailing address, yeah, I think it was.
So we'll go together. This one should too. Okay.
Geez, they go together.
Those are together. This one.
You gotta sign
We
it, guys.
missed that one. Yep, you're gonna have to sign this one. Sign that, Michael.
Back.
Here. Okay, I think Lucas has got to sign here. Okay. So, 2, 3, total of 5, correct?
Yep.
And that's,
These are 61s. This is 61s. 61s. Okay, that's all I have. Then we have to go into executive. You guys are gonna vote on these.
Do we vote on all those?
Yep. You have,
How many? I lost count.
so what we have is, you can make, I'll ask for the motion, you can make 12 61As,
Mhm.
8 61Bs, and 5 61. So 8 61B recreation, 5 61 forestry, and 61A is 13, correct?
Yes.
Oh, 6 minutes, 13? Okay.
All right, so
All right, so I'll make a motion
I'd
to
like to make, yep,
approve 13 61A applications, 8 61B applications, and 5 61
is there a
applications.
second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Unanimous. Okay, now we will need to go in executive session.
Yes.
How many real estate and commercial abatements do we have? Do we have those tonight?
We have a couple tonight. We have 8?
Abatements.
No,
What?
abatements we don't
Abatements, I have,
have.
no.
We don't have any
No,
tonight?
we have,
No.
I think Denise mentioned she had 8.
There's 8. We have a total of 8 of,
No, 8 that have come into
That
the
are filed.
office. Yeah,
So we'll get,
so,
at the end of the season, kind of programmatically, the commercial properties all just coming in.
So I'll need to review those before I
Correct, yeah.
sign any of them.
right.
So
Yep.
I just don't want to come to a meeting and have those put in front of me and say
Yep.
Denise wants to approve.
Usually
it
what we
or
do
not.
is we'll discuss it.
Discuss.
So we review
But
it.
I
And
think
if you
each
want-
property should be looked at individually.
If you want to table it for a future, we can do that as well.
Yeah, I think
And
we
do
should.
it.
Every property deserves, us to look at individually.
Okay.
And I also
All right.
think, I'd like to decide amongst the board, whether or not we should get this applications online. I understand that the tax assessor is opposed to it, but I think we should maybe do it.
I don't know if she's opposed to it.
Well, she said she
I'm not
didn't want
opposed to it, I mean, we can do it, we've done it before, it just runs into a problem, that's why we don't do it anymore.
What's the
Because
problem?
people fill them out, they email them, which they're not allowed to do, which we're not supposed to accept them, we do, but they're not supposed to email them in. And then we have to try to schedule appointments, and then nobody ever gets back to us, they don't leave their phone number on there, and they don't fill out their emails.
But that's kind of
So-
a cop-out,
Well, that's
if
it.
the
Well, no,
application's
it's not a
online,
cop-out.
if the application's online.
Let me finish explaining. And when we can't get in touch with them, then we can't do an inspection, and then you have to deny it. So if they come in, that way we're talking to them and said, okay, now you need to schedule an appointment. When do you want to do it? That's up to them.
But if
Some will
they-
say, I'll get
when they
back
come
to
in, They're
you.
also, then they have to answer the question, they get pressured into not pulling
Well,
these.
why
They
don't
don't
we
get
do,
pressured to
So
do
what-
anything.
why don't we put almost like a Gantt chart, a process in place? So the application can't move forward unless this 1 and 2 are done.
I think the application should be online,
Yep,
and I think, if somebody does decide they want to come into the office for the application, there should be no questions asked. It should be like, can I get an application for an abatement? Here you go, have a nice day. They can fill out their application, then you'll have time to review the application, and then you can process it to the board.
The
You
pro-
shouldn't be making the decisions in that office, and you
The
should.
problem is, somebody comes in to fill out an application, we ask them, because what's the issue? Do you think there's something wrong with the card? Well, I don't know, let's go over the card.
Yeah.
Does this look right or wrong? No, that's wrong, that's wrong. Okay, so now what's the problem? Is it a data issue? We can fix those, no problem. Or is everything looking right? Yes. Okay, well, now you have to go to the next step and do the comps. We're in there to explain to people the process and how to do it. We're
But
not
when they
giving them
come
a
in and
hard
they say they got
time.
a problem with their valuation, and then they say, well, no, your valuation is fair, here's your valuation went up in line with other homes in town. That's
Yeah.
not your decision, and that's not
Right,
your
and then
board's,
they-
and that's
and
not your
it's not our decision.
staffer's decision to
And we
make.
tell them, and if you want to go, they take an application, you can go online, everything is online for you to review. That's where all the comps are, and that's where all the assessments are.
I think
That's
if
the
somebody comes in
speech we
and
give
asks for
to
an
everybody that comes
When I come
in.
in and I ask for an application for a building permit, they don't
Yeah.
say, for what?
Well,
They
that's,
just hand me the application.
well, that's the building department, it's totally different than the assessor's
So-
office.
let's
more
do this.
efficient.
Let's see what we have now as a
We got like
system.
100th of the things we have.
Let's see what we have now is the office, the system in the office. Let's review it. Let's see what we can do to improve it and put some checks and balances in. And I agree, the application, but just, they have to understand there's a process, that they, when they get the application, they have to return it,
Right,
right?
because a lot of people don't understand it. They're seeing
But-
online,
but
okay,
they
come get an
should.
application for an abatement. And I'll say, okay, what do you want to abate? They're
But
like,
they
I'm not
should
really
get-
quite sure.
Then they should, but the application, they can take an application, but
Yeah, absolutely.
that doesn't, I don't see
But
an
if-
issue.
If I have someone, taxpayer come in and say, oh, my valuation went up $80,000. Okay,
Mhm.
well, the clerk, Kelly, should not be answering as to why that valuation went up $80,000. They say, okay, well, I feel like that was excessive. Well, it's not excessive, it falls in line with other homes in the area. That's not her
That's all
decision to
true.
make.
But
That
that's
is not-
true.
That is not her decision to
But
make,
it's-
though.
but it's
That
us
is
to
up to us
educate.
as a board to make that
But Luke,
decision.
it's not a decision.
It's
So
us to educate
It's just,
people.
all the prices go up every year.
Exactly, and we vote as to whether or not that valuation's fair, not Kelly and not.
No, I understand that,
Denise.
but that's when they actually put in the abatement. But as far as everyone getting their bills with their value going up, that stuff just happens programmatically.
I
It's
understand
3,000
that, I
houses a
understand that,
year.
but if somebody feels like they're not getting a fair shake and the valuation has gone up too much and they want to file an abatement, they shouldn't have to come in and answer a bunch of questions
I agree. Fair.
from the clerk
Yeah, I'm with it.
and from Denise. And they shouldn't be influenced into not pulling an application, which they have been. And, I can prove that. Several folks have been deterred and been bullied out of that office.
Well, I mean,
We don't bully anybody in the
I don't think
office.
that's the
You didn't-
case.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that they should have the right for due process.
Exactly.
That's
And they're not.
simple.
And then, someone like myself, or, somebody else, another fellow I know went in, he was fine. He said, no, I want my abatement. And she said, and the staffer
But-
said, I don't think you should get it, it's misinformation, all this garbage. He said, I want it anyway, so he got it. So another woman came in and she was intimidated and left without it. So it shouldn't happen like that.
So,
Fill it out, do your
So-
work, we'll do our job, and if
So get
if they
back
do
to,
an abatement, we'll give it to them. If they're not, we won't.
so get back to your point on the building permit. Anyone can go in, get the permit, it's just a piece of paper. Until you fill that out, pay your permitting fee, and it's been reviewed, right, by
Yeah.
the building inspector.
Anybody can go in and
So-
fill out an abatement as well.
Well, that's what
Anybody
I'm
that owns the
saying.
property can.
But it's a
Doesn't mean they're gonna get it.
But it's a process, so that,
Exactly.
anyone can go get a building permit, but it's just a piece of paper until it's filled out, until it's reviewed by the building inspector's office. You get the go-ahead, right? So it's 3 or
And then
4
the building
steps,
inspector
right?
signs off on it.
Correct, and
Exactly.
then you're given the gas
Yeah,
number.
Exactly. Just like we sign off on the abatements.
Correct,
Denise doesn't sign off on the abatements, Kelly doesn't sign off on the
Correct.
abatements.
right,
We sign off on the abatements.
correct.
So if somebody wants to fill out an abatement, let them fill out an abatement. And just because they fill it out doesn't mean they're gonna get it. But at least they're not intimidated
But I
by
don't
not-
see why I agree. I don't see where it's an issue now. I mean,
It's
I
not an
don't-
issue in our
It has
office.
been
I don't know
an
what
issue when
we
people
talk about.
people are driven out of there and intimidated and told
We would
not to
never
pull their-
drive
I
anybody.
got you on record. I got 3 recordings on
Then
my
let's
phone.
hear
All
it,
right,
but then
so
put it
let's-
on and let's
let's
hear
do
it then. If
this.
you say you have it, put it on. I want to hear it right now.
I will
All right,
send it to you.
No, I want to hear it right now. Let everybody hear it.
Yeah. It's going to the town manager and it's
All
going to
right,
go
let's
to
move
this board.
on.
All
Let's
right.
move on into executive session.
Maybe I'll put it on Facebook so
I'd
everybody
like
in town
to-
can hear it.
There you go.
All right.
Here's what I'd
excellent.
like to.
That's your go
Let's
place.
It is.
make a motion to go in executive session. So first of all, we'll have to suspend the regular meeting. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? We'll now go into executive session. Like to make the motion to go in
Second.
executive second. All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Can we stay here, or are they?